On the morning Perveen saw the stranger, they'd almost collided. Perveen had come upon him half-hidden in the portico entrance to Mistry House. The unshaven, middle-aged man appeared as if he'd slept for several days and nights in his broadcloth shirt and the grimy cotton dhoti that hung in 1,000 creases from his waist to his ankles. His small, squinting eyes were tired, and he exuded a rank odor of sweat mixed with betel nut. A visitor to Mistry Law this early was rare. The firm was located in Fort, Bombay's first settlement. Although the old wall had been taken down, the district was still a fortress of law and banking, with most openings between 9 and 10. Assuming the man was a sad sack client, Perveen glanced down, not wanting him to feel overly scrutinized. The idea of a woman solicitor was a shock to many, but when Perveen glanced down, she was disconcerted to see the man wasn't poor at all. His thin legs were covered by black stockings, and his feet were laced into scuffed black leather brogues. The only place men wore British shoes and stockings with their dhotis was Calcutta, about 1,200 miles away. Calcutta, the city that would always remind her of Cyrus. As Perveen looked up, her alarm must have revealed itself. The man scuffled backward. "Just a minute. Are you seeking Mistry Law?" she called as he rushed across the street. Feeling perplexed, Perveen rapped on the door, which was opened moments later by Mustafa, the long-time butler in charge of Mistry House. The elderly man touched his heart and forehead in greeting before taking the tiffin box she'd brought with the day's lunch. "Adab, Perveen Memsab," he said. "And where is your honorable father this morning?" "He's got Jayanath's trial at the High Court." "Mustafa, did you know someone was waiting in our doorway?" He looked past her into the now empty portico. "No. Where has he gone?" "Across the street. He's the man wearing the dhoti." Perveen saw that the man was now standing in the shadow of a building. Mustafa squinted. "Although dirty, he isn't a beggar. Not with shoes." "Shoes and stockings," Perveen pointed out. "Had he knocked, I would have told him to come after 10. You are too busy first thing in the morning for such strangers. Although I saw no appointments in the book today." Perveen noted the worry in his voice. Mustafa knew that it was a struggle for her to attract clients. "I didn't book any appointments today because an old friend is sailing in from England. I'll meet her when she arrives." "SS London?" Perveen smiled. "You must have checked today's paper for the listing." The grizzled old man tilted his head downward, accepting the praise. "Yes, indeed. I'll inform you when the London is unloading. And tell me, will your English friend come to Mistry House? I could prepare a small tea." "I think Alice will go to her parents' home in Malabar Hill first, but perhaps she'll visit soon." Perveen surveyed the marble foyer, which was softly lit by lamps and gilded sconces. She would relish showing the Bombay Gothic building to her friend, Alice Hobson-Jones. The 20-foot ceilings were a design feature of which Abbas Khayyam Mistry, her late grandfather, had been especially proud. It always seemed as if her grandfather were watching from the long portrait guarding the entryway. His eyes, as inky black as his flat-topped feta, were all-knowing but not warm.